Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Bad Ideas Garage. My name is Steven, and with me today is a 1986 Chevy diesel brush rig that was donated by the Blodgett Summit Rural Fire Protected District. And as you could tell, before then it was a part of the Philomath Fire Department. I'm here at the Oregon Fire Service Museum. I recently became a board member because of my weird enthusiasm for fire apparatus, and this is going to be for sale. We're going to be doing a little bit of restoration to this fire apparatus because it's been sitting for approximately 5 years. In addition, it got hit by a tree, unfortunately. And so we kind of have to figure out what is the damage, what are we going to be taking off, what are we going to be salvaging, etc. However, what we're going to be doing today is that this just made it up to the museum, and I'm going to try to get this started. The person who donated it to me, the chief of Blodgett Summit, said that it hasn't run in about 5 years. The plan for this particular apparatus is that we're going to fix it up in some form or another, and then we're going to offer it out for sale to the general community, because that's how we're making money to raise funds for the phase 2 of the building project here at the Oregon Fire Service Museum.
Still drives!
And stops!
And it stops!
Now let's start with some basics. This is a 1986 Chevy K30, also known as the Squarebody, and it was converted into this Wildland brush rig, as it's known as. It has the 6.2 liter diesel. I'm sure that some of you have a very specific idea about what those are. This one has a couple of different things that were added in the conversion, including these weird solenoids on the negative terminal. There's also solenoids on the positive terminal, and then of course over the years people add their own wiring ish. That's what we have here to deal with. It looks like that this one had a siren at one point, of course, that has been removed. There's a couple of controls for that siren that are left over in the interior. This one does have the manual transmission, 4-wheel drive, of course, like K30s should have. Now the body in this actually is pretty good shape, besides a little bit of damage. Okay, a lot of bit of damage from a tree hitting the hose reel, and unfortunately that also caused a hole to form in the fiberglass tank below. Actually, even though this has been sitting for 5 years, when we started moving it around, there was a bunch of water that came out of that tank, and you can see that we also lost the rear window. Now, besides a split in the driver's seat here, like most square bodies have, and a couple of extra gauges that were added during the conversion process, this is a pretty normal square body interior, and it's actually really clean, especially considering that it's been sitting in a barn for the last 5 years. So when this was offered to us, we said, yes, let's go ahead and do it, but then we had to figure out how to get it up to the museum. So thankfully for us, we just called a tow truck. And that was especially helpful because it turns out that one of the rear brakes was also stuck and it's in kind of a precarious position. So thanks Bob's Towing and Daniel for getting it up to the museum. That was a very uneventful day for me, which is great. Sometimes it might be considered the easy way out to have a tow truck do this for you, but honestly it was really nice because it was a super hot day and I could think about how in the world I was going to get this started, which is what we'll do in this next phase. All right, first things first is we can see the condition of the rig. It's really not that bad, actually. There's a couple of things that I can now see in the light because when we first saw it, it was kind of in a dark garage. But you could see over here that this is where the tree came down and hit it. So I'm thinking about removing this and removing the fiberglass tank. And leaving the rest of it because the pump's actually underneath. The back glass was also shattered in the process. Let me see, taking a look here, I mean, it's actually really clean in here. It's also very hot. It's an unusually hot day here in Oregon, but a lot of standard stuff that you'd see from the era. This one has the low range 3-speed, the rock crusher, I guess it's called. Of course, it's got low range 4-wheel drive. But yeah, you can see that just kind of overall, it's really not in bad shape at all. There is a spare tire that was on the back. You can see that's right over there now, and that's also broken as a part of the process. But the previous owner said that this was not starting and it wasn't taking more than 10 volts. And I think we can see why. These batteries are old in the hills, so that's what I'm going to be replacing right now. So hopefully that this is going to work. Yep.
3 hours later.
Okay, there we go. Oddly enough, 8mm Who knows if that's actually what you're supposed to use in this, but you know what, that's what I got. So I will expedite this process because it looks like the side post is going to be kind of a pain to get to. I never really quite understood why side post batteries became a thing. Well, I guess I'm sure that there's some sort of reason. I can't stand them, just to be totally honest. Okay, so that's gonna stay? Okay, that's gonna stay. No lost bolts today. All right, of course, I can't get my wrench in there, so I'm just gonna remove this from the bottom. I don't really have that many SAE cars, so this is kind of a first for me to be like, math? Because, let me see here, 3/8. Okay, that's smaller. Then a 5/8. Got it. So it's a guess and check game for me. Of course, it's a 14 millimeter. Again, I'm sure that there's, you know, some sort of equivalent in SAE, make the world metric, hashtag. I don't know, something like that. Oh, and my wrench is broken. That is entirely inconvenient. Okay. Working on cars is, let me see here, probably 15% of the time worrying that you're going to destroy your knuckles, 15% of the time wondering how many times you have to go to the parts store, or do I have the right part and or the right tool, and can I just use the tools that I have? No, get frustrated with it, and then you don't get anything done in the meantime. Like this, for example. We're getting serious here. No, we're not serious. Why is that not going on there? That goes on there. Yeah, like so. We're gonna get this off, people. All right. That was entirely too fun in the 95-degree heat, and my Mercedes air conditioning doesn't work. Insert your joke here. It's actually, it's not really its fault, you know. I mean, it is a truck. Yeah, it's a thing. Okay. That's gonna go, that's actually real pointy. Put it somewhere that no one's, there you go. Okay. So now I can get this out and move it back so I can undo it. Have I mentioned I hate side post batteries? So, yeah, these are new, so I'm gonna put those on and see if we can make some thunder. All right, here's a design tip. Let's get something very heavy and put it in a place that you can't really, you know, grab onto it with anything. You might have to go grab a strap or something to get this out. This is, there we go. Bye-bye. Hello. And this one has a handle on it. There we go. Ooh, look at this. So I hope that there's a main switch on this thing. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. No movement. That's what we want. Because if there is movement, that would be bad. Most fire apparatus have a main cutoff, you know, because they sit for a while or whatever. So far nothing, which could be a good thing or a bad thing. Oh, I was gonna put that piece in a really special place that I wouldn't lose it. Ah, there it is, because I need this back. Stop hanging out. Stop it, stop it. Oh my gosh. All right, so this was unhappy and still seems very unhappy. So I'm gonna try to maybe do a little bit of this action. Don't hit my hand. Now this one, this is way easier. And the 13 millimeter fit this because I don't have a 9/16. Side is way easier. And 1, 2, 3, that's amazing. There we go. There we go. And number 2. Sometimes there's rust under these. That actually doesn't look bad at all. All right, so here is battery number 2. Nope, no sparks, no nothing. Okay. And sometimes if there's, you know, I don't know, like a big draw, or a lot of these apparatus, you can see that they have like, you know, custom stuff. It's because it was added after the factory by apparatus makers. Sometimes that stuff is just on. Had that happen with the Dodge that I just recently did that video for. I'll put that in the description below. Okay. All right. We're not getting anything. Oh, that clutch is hard as a rock. I can't even press it. Oof. Okay, there's gotta be... This is very anticlimactic. Yeah, there's gotta be a main switch somewhere because absolutely none of this is coming on. And I mean, everything that I see here, besides, you know, the rat's nest of questionable things, there's gotta be a main switch somewhere. Nothing. All right, just because we can. Let's do it. Yeah, fast charge. Here we go. Yeah, we're getting nothing. Yeah, there's gotta be electrical gremlin somewhere. And just bypass that altogether.
That's what I'm thinking.
All right, we're just gonna keep jumping. We're gonna, oh, there we go. That's fun. I heard something.
I wouldn't stand in front of it.
Got juice.
Ah, hey. Signs of life. Hey. That is a very unhappy starter.
Isolation solenoid, and there must be a solenoid on the starter.
And then there's this one.
Yeah, I think so.
Starter's going to
Yeah.
have a solenoid on it.
So yeah, see there's a solenoid on the ground side as well as on the hot side.
Which is very odd.
I'd almost eliminate that one.
Yeah, what's the purpose?
Let's find something that, oh, that looks good. This is exactly what Costco had in mind when they designed these, right? A couple of bypasses there.
Now maybe we'll get juice.
And a couple of bypasses here. All right. A little bit of smoke. All right, well that was better. No more of these weird solenoids anymore. There we go. Okay, was our throttle stuck? Go.
It's a hydraulic clutch that sure the slave cylinders. That should not be like that.
Yeah. Sounds good though.
Yeah, just on stupid ground.
Yep.
Gotta love a Squarebody, right?
Okay, cut the wires off that. That's gonna come off. Might be able to do some fiberglass work on that, we'll see. All right, looks good.
So that one is a live wire.
That's good to know, all right. Eric, who is one of the other board members at the Oregon Fire Service Museum, is a bit of an expert at these square bodies, and once he felt how hard that clutch pedal was, he concluded that the slave cylinder was stuck, which is entirely true. So at one of our board meetings afterwards, he went ahead and replaced that slave cylinder and wanted to see if that's going to solve the stuck clutch. There we go. Looking good. Okay, you're having too much fun. What was that down there that you were messing with? Oh.
I think the clutch is stuck. Yeah. Clutch is for the bar.
The Oregon Fire Service Museum is a very special place for me because the apparatus, the Squad 51 and the Engine 51 that were left behind by my friend Mike when he passed away, I'll put a link to those videos in the description below. He gave them to this museum when he passed away. That was one of the things he wanted to do with them. And so in the process of transferring them, because I was taking care of those, well, I became a board member. And so now fun things like the Father's Day event and also fun things like having apparatus that are donated to the museum, well, I get to deal with them. So like and subscribe below if you want to see more videos on fire apparatus, especially funky stuff like this, because this is a Chevy truck. This is a diesel Chevy 6.2 liter manual transmission 4-wheel drive, and it's really awesome. And you could theoretically drive this around if you really wanted to. In fact, it will be for sale once we do a little bit of the restoration. So as always, we appreciate your support of the Bad Ideas Garage. Like and subscribe below. We really appreciate your support. And we got some awesome apparatus videos coming up, as well as some videos on the $50 Honda Pilot with the blown timing belt that I thought it'd be a really good idea to bring it home and see if I could get it to run.